going live now.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Elmore County Planning and Zoning Commission for Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. Our first item before us will be to establish our quorum. Mr. Smith.
Mitch Smith. Casey Durig.
Patty Osborne.
Sue Fish.
Jeff Blanksmith.
Casey Ramsauer, staff. Diana Clark, staff.
Ralph Lowndes, County Attorney.
Thank you. Will you all join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Action items before us this evening. Paul Bartrul with Quantum Space X for a conditional use permit to operate a commercial dog kennel located near Glennsbury, Idaho. Case number CUP 2020-09. Mr. Bartrul, this is your opportunity to present any additional information.
Well, we've already seen what Diane has, so I don't know what other information.
May I ask you to identify yourself for the record, please, with your name and address?
And we had received a packet from Diane if there's questions, but other than that, I think she covered everything.
Thank you. Diane, staff report?
Nobody can ever hear me. All right, so good evening. So as you heard from the applicants, they are actually applying for conditional use permit, seeking approval to continue because they have an existing to continue to operate the existing commercial dog kennel on the applicant's 200-acre farm. As you can see in the staff report that was provided to you guys, the applicant has complied with all procedural requirements for the conditional use application public hearing. The applicant gave staff a tour of the dog kennel. And then staff observed a clean facility, adequate housing and shelters, and more than enough space for exercise. All dogs appeared to be well cared for and healthy. And so due to the location of the farm and the history of the kennel's operations, staff does not feel that the existing kennel will have a negative impact on neighboring property owners or burden the available public services of the community. The applicant outlined for staff the adoption and visitation process. The by appointment only process is used to reduce the potential for any diseases being introduced to the dogs. An applicant is aware that if any patrons who may require ADA accommodations, the applicant would be required to make those accommodations by meeting in an ADA accessible location. They're in your packet. They did provide their actual written testimony with pictures. You probably all had a chance to look at those, and it really outlines how they operate their kennel, and it really is a really nice kennel. I was really impressed with it. So I don't really have a lot other than everything that was submitted to you. That I do recommend approval of this CUP 2020-09 be granted to Quantum SpaceX LLC to continue to operate the existing commercial dog kennel on the property with the following conditions. 1, the conditional use permit 2020-09 be granted to Quantum SpaceX LLC to continue to operate the existing commercial dog kennel on the property. The proposed use shall comply with zoning ordinance 72144. The applicant shall maintain the kennel site in compliance with state, county laws and ordinances and applicable rules and regulations. And the applicant shall comply with all applicable fire codes, fire restrictions, and maintain appropriate fire management plan. Applicant will maintain the kennel facilities in good repair and sound physical structure and keep it clean and sanitary to protect animals and people from disease and injury, and to prevent odors and noise from becoming a public nuisance. Applicant will maintain the by appointment only schedule for kennel patrons. Applicant will notify the department of any substantial schedule changes that will increase the number of patrons to the kennel at any given time. Applicant will accommodate patrons who may need ADA accommodations by meeting in an ADA accessible location if the need is identified. Applicant will obtain all required permits for any structures, roads, and other projects on the site before commencing work. And the applicant will notify the department within 30 days of any changes in use and operation of the kennel as permitted. And the applicant will maintain the driveway access to the property to ensure that customers and emergency vehicles can arrive safely. And applicant will ensure all property taxes are kept up to date, and failure to comply with any condition may result in the revocation of the conditional use permit. And that is it. Do you have any questions for myself?
Let the record show that Mr. Opendijk has joined us. Is there any questions for Diana or staff?
I did have a question. The zoning, this isn't one of the parcels that we rezoned, was it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yep, this is ag and this is actually on the other side of town, so yeah.
Any other questions of staff?
Nope. Okay,
Thank you.
you bet.
Thank you. Procedurally, you have the opportunity to rebut anything that was testified to. Are you in agreement with the conditions that were presented by staff? All right, thank you. With that, I'll close the public hearing and we will move to the discussion business portion of this. Discussion, thoughts, concerns, motions?
I would move to approve the application for conditional use permit CUP 2020-09 as presented by staff with conditions as presented by staff.
Thank you.
A second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit application 2020-09. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next item will be minutes from October 21st, 2020. Are there any additions and or corrections to the minutes as presented?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we will continue raising the best puppies there are.
They're pretty cute.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
Okay, I'm going to back up 1 second here. Back up, reverse. Before we do the minutes, let's do the FCO that was presented by staff for the CUP that was just before us. Take a second and peruse it real quickly, see if there's any additions, corrections. I know, Jeff, you had mentioned you saw a potential spelling correction. So with that, we're aware of that, right?
Yeah. Staff is aware of the typo.
Okay. I would stand for a motion to approve the findings of facts and conclusions of law and order for CUP 2020-09 as presented by staff.
So move.
A second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. I will sign that. Now let's do the minutes from October 21st, 2020. That does seem a long time ago, huh? Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, I will stand for a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from October 21st, 2020 as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Let's see, information items. Miss Diana?
we're just going to give you just a little bit of an update on Mayfield Springs. Okay, Mayfield Springs, just a little background. In February 2020, they had come to our office and actually met with Ralph and I a few times just to kind of propose what they were coming back with. Because if you remember, they were here in 2011 and then they pulled their CUP, or not CUP, their application, I think in 2017, if that's right. Anyways, they came back to the drawing board, basically reducing their footprint a little bit. Same 760 acres, but they are going down to 2,300 residential units, which will comprise of low, medium, and high density, single family, multifamily homes, mixed use, town center, school site, and recreational open spaces. They were required by ordinance to have 2 mandatory neighborhood meetings, and then they also had an agency meeting. They did hold all 3 actually. The first, they met with us in the office with Mitra and I to discuss the proposal in July of 2020. They did submit their pre-app in September. They held their first neighborhood meeting in October. Then due to COVID, they had issues finding a location that could house them with internet and that capability. So Mitra gave them the option of holding that via Zoom from their offices. So they did that. They held their second neighborhood meeting on January 13th. Sorry. They also held an agency meeting on December 2nd, which actually was a pretty good turnout. They had 18 different agencies attend that meeting, and they talked extensively about the water, sewer, that kind of thing. And then on their second meeting, I did attend both neighborhood meetings. And the second meeting, they talked extensively about water and sewer because that was a heavy topic during the first neighborhood meeting. People were very curious of what it was going to do to their wells. And so they had the water experts there, and they were able to kind of provide them a substantial amount of information to help kind of calm their nerves about what's going to happen to their wells. So we to date are still waiting, aren't we, Mitra? We're still waiting for an application. They do have to have their application submitted within 30 days. And I know with COVID, we kind of gave them some within reason, some extensions to get those applications turned in, but we have not seen it yet. So that's where we're at. We're waiting for that application to come in, and if it comes in, and then we'll move towards public hearing with you guys. So, and I'm assuming that, I mean, it's going to take a while because Mitra and I've talked extensively about it. And that application, once it's submitted, it can take a long time because, you know, we have to deem it complete, which means we have to go through and make sure they have everything that's required. So it could be quite a while before they come before you guys. But that's it. Do you guys have any questions about that? Because Mitra's on there too, so she certainly can answer if I can't. So,
Not at this time.
okay.
I do have, so they're doing the same acreage, but just a reduction in the housing.
Yeah.
So are they increasing the sizes of the lot?
No, well, Mitra, do you remember what their original footprint was or size housing?
I don't believe the footprint has reduced significantly in more counties. I think their housing have, and that's what has reduced the footprint. The acreage is the same.
So I don't know that they're actually reducing the lot size. If I'm remembering right, I think they're going to have a lot of open space and the walking path, and so maybe that's how, you know, but they're just reducing
their open space.
That may be what they did. Mitra, do you know if they increased open space and just decreased the housing numbers?
At least that's what was implied in what Sweat met us.
Yeah, and honestly, until we get the application, we won't truly know because they seem to present the same demonstration to us, which looks the same every time. So until we get it, we probably won't really know what it looks like. But we'll keep you updated as things progress. We'll share things with you. So. Okay.
Do you have a timeline when you're going to say that 30 days is?
As far as turning in that application?
I mean, there's a point of being kind and generous, and then there's.
And I know, Mitra, you gave them, you communicated with her about a time frame like that was within reason?
Yeah, that's what we have said within reason, but I think, we have followed up since the last meeting was over. And
Yeah, I did.
they give us a time frame. They were supposed to come in last week with the application, but it's fairly small package that they need to provide us. So I think they may be taking their time to, tie all those ends.
It is an extensive package, and I did reach out to their attorney a couple weeks ago, and he said they are working diligently to pull that package together. So I'm sure we'll reach out to him again next week and get a status.
My only concern is historically,
Mm-hmm.
they've been less than timely.
And it seems to be,
So
okay.
I guess, like I said, there's a point of being kind and generous and then being taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you got that. Nature's like. So yes, we will be reaching out and probably setting a deadline real soon. So, yeah.
Any other questions on that for Diana?
No. Okay.
Schedule? Anything coming?
Well, we have a lot of different.
Hearing date.
Oh, yeah. So Greenberry Cross. No, anyways, we have quite a few CUPs in the queue, but nothing submitted. We do have a lumberyard processing that he's actually submitting CUP application here in the next week, and he's up in Atlanta. So that will be coming your way.
Field trip.
Right?
Not now. Well, yeah, okay. Unless you have your snowmobile.
Yeah. But so, and because of COVID and everything, I talked him into pushing it to April, so that we could get everything done accordingly. But other than that, I can't think of any. And we have a lot of big things, but nothing has solidified yet. A lot of things brewing, but nothing to present yet. So
Our next meeting should be at the
Normal?
Legion. Yeah. I don't see why not, but what do I know?
so we're
Unless we
talking
go back to
March.
phase two
Huh?
before
We're
then.
talking- If I think it'll be April. I don't think we're gonna have one next month, I don't think.
I don't know that we.
Let's just see
Yeah.
until.
Yeah.
We don't have
Closer
anything
to
waiting
time.
right now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It might come up.
So, yeah. All right. And maybe we'll have more to report next time,
Mm-hmm.
more big projects, because, we have a lot of solar developments, a lot of people wanting to do multifamily and just lots of things, but just nobody can actually, get to that point where they can submit application. We're processing probably 5 to 6, 7 zoning permits a day.
I processed 7 today.
We are busy. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have anything else? With that, then I will adjourn. Thank you all. Drive safely going back home.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for coming.
Red button? There's just a red button.
I don't know where this camera is that's getting everybody. That's it. Off the top of that then?
When you talk, it finds you.
Okay.